A Hairston story, from Sauratown to the Schoolhouse, a legacy of education, faith and opportunity, traces the Hairston family's journey from Sauratown to the Schoolhouse, where education became a doorway to faith, opportunity, and leadership. From early teachers in black schools to Pine Hall, Slater, Walnut Cove, and London School, this story honors those who sacrificed, taught, marched, and preserved the legacy for future generations. In 1870, the Smith and Vina Dalton Hairston family appeared twice in the federal census, first on October 7th and again just 5 days later on October 12th. Both records place them in Sauratown Township, though under slightly different district descriptions, such as Martin's Lime Kiln. Together, these rare entries provide two remarkable snapshots of the same family during the first generation after emancipation. Before emancipation, Martin's Lime Kiln was one of the region's earliest industrial centers. Established by Colonel James Martin, it supplied lime to the Moravians and fueled iron production. Working alongside Peter Hairston and Peter Perkins, Martin helped build a thriving economy. The settlement became known as Limrock, leaving its name on the local post office and the landscape itself. Dated June 7, 1915, this county record offers a rare glimpse into Travis B. Hairston's life after emancipation. The Stokes County Commissioners released his property tax in the Pine Hall District, confirming he owned taxable land. Even a brief entry like this reminds us that freedom was followed by determination, property ownership, and the steady building of a family's future. The January 20, 1920 edition of Winston-Salem Sentinel reported on the installation of Reverend George W. Campbell as pastor of Pine Hall Baptist Church. He was the pastor of Vlesis, assistant pastor of First Waughtown Baptist Church. Reverend J. Pinckney Joyce, pastor of First Waughtown Baptist Church, preached the installation sermon, while Reverend Travis B. Hairston presided. Later, Reverend J. W. Hairston and Professor W. G. Hairston spoke, showcasing some of North Carolina's most prominent black ministers and educators. Reverend John Winston Hairston was born into two remarkable family legacies. His father, Winston Hairston, descended from Peter Hairston and Sally Blagg, while his mother, Thenia Goolsby Hairston, was the daughter of John Goolsby, the famed Hairston coachman. Recognizing his promise, Mrs. Peter Hairston, the white owner of the plantation, provided money for his college education. He earned degrees from Livingston College and became one of North Carolina's most prominent Baptist ministers, leading churches, conventions, and educational efforts that shaped generations. Education became one of the defining legacies of the Travis Hairston family and most Hairston families. Parents and grandparents taught that learning was the pathway to opportunity, independence, and service. Through sacrifice and determination, each generation encouraged the next to go farther than the last. Their commitment to education helped shape teachers, ministers, professionals, and community leaders, whose influence continues today. No freedmen school is known to have been established in Stokes County after the Civil War. The nearest were founded in neighboring Forsyth County, Waughtown in 1866, and Salem in 1867. Family tradition holds that Hairston children from the Walnut Cove area attended these schools. Among their founders was the prominent mixed-race leader Robert Waugh. His wife, Mary Hairston Dalton, was the daughter of Jemima Hairston and granddaughter of Peter Hairston and Sally Blagg of Sauratown. Their youngest children were born enslaved at Sauratown, but, after emancipation, moved to Waughtown, where they were raised in Robert Waugh's large home. Records from the years after the Civil War reveal how limited educational opportunities were in Stokes County. School censuses often listed many black children of school age, yet some townships had few, if any, schools. White students also faced limited access. This 1871 record is among the earliest known lists of Stokes County teachers, and is believed to be the first surviving record to identify black teachers, marking an important milestone in the county's educational history. This roster records the first known black teachers in Stokes County: Alex Martin, Howell Mitchell, Mott Hairston, Nelson Hairston, Samuel Joyce, Robert Joyce, Sally B. Waugh, Mittie Scales, Laura Mabane, and Thena Hairston. Sally Waugh, daughter of Robert and Mary Hairston Dalton Waugh, came from one of the region's most influential families. Robert was a store owner, shoemaker, and Forsyth County's earliest black politician. They had children, Lincoln University, by 1871. Sally's Waugh cousin, Dr. James Francis Schober, became North Carolina's first licensed black physician, while cousin Samuel Waugh was the first principal of Winston's colored graded Depot Street School, where Sally served as its first teacher. She later married educator and Buffalo soldier William McBriar. The Pole Bridge School was built around 1885 as a one-room school for white children. Around 1908, the building was placed on logs and moved by oxen to Pole Bridge Road on the former J.E. Dalton plantation, across from Pine Hall Baptist Church. It became the Pine Hall Colored School, opening around 1901, and a second room was added around 1915 and educated generations of black children during an era when educational opportunities were limited. In the lower picture is J.E. Dalton, a native of Sauratown, and after teaching in Forsyth County, William Gilchrist Hairston came to Pine Hall Colored School, where he taught for nearly 50 years until shortly before his death in 1947. Known as Professor W.G. Hairston, he taught grades 3 through 7 while other teachers instructed younger students. He was remembered as encouraging but a firm disciplinarian. At his funeral, both black and white residents honored his impact on the community. His funeral was reported in newspapers as far as Norfolk, and upon his death, the man who was born in 1865 owned 330 acres of land. A school day often began with children walking 5 to 10 miles through all kinds of weather, while Professor Hairston also walked several miles. Boys gathered wood for the fire, and water was carried from a nearby spring. Before lessons began, Hairston led devotion. Teaching several grades in one room, he divided students into groups, giving each child attention. Recess came at 10:30, and dismissal was at 3 o'clock. After black elementary schools in Stokes County consolidated at London School in Walnut Cove, Pine Hall Colored School eventually closed. By the 1970s, the historic building faced demolition. In 1979, Bernard Hairston led efforts to save and restore it with support from the community and the Z. Smith Reynolds Foundation. Until the construction of London School and John L. Hairston's leadership in adding the 12th grade and achieving accreditation, black students in Stokes County who wanted to complete high school and attend college had to travel to Madison, Surry County, or Winston-Salem. Many attended Carver, Atkins, or schools on Slater College's campus. Among them was Baileytown native Beaufort Bailey, a Bailey and Hairston descendant, who became a Winston-Salem State University L Media Center director, Alumni Association president, school board member, and county commissioner. Others, such as Elbert Hairston, would also go to Winston-Salem to high school and even much earlier to Slater Academy. In 1892, Professor Simon Green Atkins left his position as principal of Winston's colored graded Depot Street School to found Slater Academy in the growing black community of Columbia Heights between Salem and Watertown. Slater evolved into Winston-Salem Teachers College, affectionately called TC, one of the East Coast's premier teacher training institutions. Today it is Winston-Salem State University, one of the nation's fastest-growing HBCUs. As the city grew, a new Rosenwald High School was named Atkins High School, honoring the educator whose vision transformed generations. Pictured are Professor Atkins, the first building on the Slater campus, and his home, which still stands today as a reminder of his enduring legacy in black education. Founded on Simon Green Atkins' philosophy of educating the head, hand, and heart, Slater Normal and Industrial School prepared generations of black leaders. Most students came with the goal of becoming teachers, believing education was the surest path to uplifting their families and communities. Slater emphasized scholarship, practical skills, and service, while preparing educators for North Carolina's black public schools and strengthening the bond between home, school, and community. The Slater campus became a center of black education in Winston-Salem. Columbia Heights School also operated there, and later merged with Slater High School. In 1919, Slater organized a high school department that prepared students for college-level teacher training. By 1922, the city assumed control of the grade schools, allowing Slater to focus on higher education. Renamed Winston-Salem Teachers College in 1925, it became a premier teacher training institution. Among its students was Elbert Hairston, son of Reverend Travis B. Hairston. While attending Columbia Heights High School at Slater Academy, Elbert Hairston achieved a remarkable milestone. He was chosen to present a keynote address on why we observe National Black History Week. Serving in such a prominent role during the school's annual traditions was an exceptional privilege. It stood as a direct testament to his growing reputation as an outstanding scholar and student leader. Looking back, this pivotal moment foreshadowed a future defined by academic excellence, public service, and an enduring commitment to honoring black history. During his final year at Slater School, Elbert Hairston continuously distinguished himself as an elite student. His academic excellence and character was recognized by philanthropist and businessman Aladine Robinson, who awarded him the coveted Balfour Plaque. This award was reserved strictly for the student with the highest record of scholarship, loyalty, and personal achievement. Adding to an already remarkable senior year, Elbert also secured his place as one of only 3 recipients nationwide to earn the distinguished United BYPU Award. The Walnut Cove Colored School was built in 1921 as part of the Rosenwald School movement, created through the vision of Julius Rosenwald and Booker T. Washington. Rosenwald provided seed money, but black communities raised matching funds and often contributed more. Their sacrifice created opportunities for generations of Stokes County children. The school operated until 1952, serving grades 1 through 10. Dorothy Dalton recalled that students wanting to finish high school or attend college had to leave Stokes County. "We got scattered all over." Dalton and others later led efforts to restore the school, place it on the National Register, and preserve it as a senior community center for all. Opened in 1952 as London High School, the school allowed black students in Stokes County to complete their education without leaving the county. It later became Walnut Cove Intermediate School, serving grades 3 to 6, and London Elementary School, serving K-5. During integration, officials considered closing London, but in 1968 students led by Principal John L. Hairston marched through Walnut Cove. Their efforts saved the school, and London became an integrated school serving children of all races. John L. Hairston, a descendant of John Goolsby, the coachman for Peter Hairston, carried forward a family legacy of perseverance. After working to support his family and serving in World War II, he earned a degree from North Carolina A&T. Though offered higher-paying engineering jobs, he chose education, becoming principal of London School. For 45 years, Hairston championed students' integration and opportunity while serving his community and Pine Hall Baptist Church. As we close this Hairston story, we remember that education was more than learning from books. It was a pathway to freedom, opportunity, and service. From Sauratown to the Schoolhouse, from Pine Hall to Walnut Cove, from Slater to London School, generations believed that each child deserved a chance to rise. We honor the ancestors who sacrificed, the teachers who guided, and the leaders who opened doors. We celebrate their legacy and accept the responsibility to carry it forward. The story continues with us.